Pro Evolution Soccer is a series of football video games developed and published by Konami. The series has been produced under the guidance of Shingo Seabass Takatsuka. Every year, the game is released around late September and or early October with two different titles, World Soccer, Winning 11 in Japan, and Pro Evolution Soccer in other countries. The Japanese version is a localized version that features local leagues. In 2007, the franchise began to use the name Winning 11, Pro Evolution Soccer for the American market, which was later changed to Pro Evolution Soccer in 2008, dropping the Winning 11 moniker entirely for that region. Partially as a result of EA Sports' affinity to purchasing exclusive rights for their FIFA series, the games have historically lacked the sheer volume of licenses present in EA's offerings, with the most notable absences being the Premier League and Bundesliga. As such, team jerseys, names, and players may be inaccurate. Currently, Portuguese player Cristiano Ronaldo is the face of the franchise, appearing on front cover of every game being released in the series and in promotional campaigns and advertisements in the media. As of December 2011, the Pro Evolution Soccer franchise has been localized into 19 languages and available in 62 countries. As of December 2012, the series have been sold more than 81.65 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling video game franchises. Game modes and features. Master League. The Master League mode gives the user control of a team of users' selection. Originally, the players were all generic fictional players, however this was later changed, giving the user the option to change the settings and choose to play with default players. These players have become cult figures to many people playing the Master League. The aim is to use these players and gain points by winning matches, cups and leagues. Using acquired points to purchase real players to join the team. Ultimately, one should end up with a team of skilled players. From Winning 11-8, players' growth and decline curves were added, where a player's statistics may improve or decline, depending on training and age. This added a new depth to purchasing players, adding value to an up-and-coming youngster whose abilities rise dramatically and creating a trade-off if the player buys skilled but declining veterans. Editing. Fans of the series often make option files, and patches, which modify all player names into those of their real-life counterparts, as well as including transfers from the latest transfer window and, occasionally, altered stats of more obscure players whose in-game attributes do not precisely replicate their real-life skills. PES Stats Database and PES Stats are examples of websites that are dedicated to creating accurate stats for players. These are distributed via the Internet in digital format, then transferred to the PlayStation 2 memory card using hardware such as the Max Drive. More experienced gamers often use patches, editing the actual game code and modifying the graphical content to include accurate kits for unlicensed teams, new stadiums, and footballs from Nike, Incorporated, Puma, Umbro and Mitre, as well as more Adidas balls. Most patches also contain licensed referee kits from FIFA and the official logos of the various European leagues. These patches are technically a breach of copyright, and are often sold illegally in territories in the Middle East and Asia. Konami have become less tolerant of this kind of fan editing in recent years, and now encrypt the data pertaining to kits and player statistics in each new release. However, fan communities invariably find ways to crack this encryption, and patches still appear once this has been achieved. Since Pro Evolution Soccer 6 onwards, there has been a separate league with 18 generic teams present, which can be edited fully. This is thought to be due to the fact that Konami failed to get the rights to the German Bundesliga, and is usually made into the Bundesliga or another league of one's preference by patch makers. However, most people use this to put their edited players into playable teams from the start instead of having to play through Master League to purchase them or alternatively edit the existing non-generic teams. This feature does not appear in the Wii version of the game. Goalstorm/ASS Pro Series, Pro Evolution Soccer Series traces its roots to Goalstorm. The game was developed by Konami Computer Entertainment Tokyo, Incorporated and was released in 1996. The original Winning 11 game, without the World Soccer prefix, was released only in Japan for the PlayStation in 1995, and featured only the teams that played on J-League Division 1. The following 3 games in the series were also produced by Konami Computer Entertainment Tokyo, and they were released under the name of ISS Pro for the European market and Winning 11 for the rest of the world. Pro Evolution Soccer Series, Series Overview, Pro Evolution Soccer. The first game in the current series of Pro Evolution Soccer games was released in October 2001 for both Sony PlayStation and PlayStation 2. It was released under the name Winning 11-5 in Japan and North America. Pro Evolution Soccer 2. Pro Evolution Soccer 2 was released in October 2002, and some felt that it was a slight backwards step from the original Pro Evolution Soccer. Others argued that it had improved. The pace of gameplay was much faster than in the game's older sibling, with sharper turns and quicker reactions to tackles. It also included a training session mode. Extra clubs were added, with an extra Master League division. There were 2 new commentators, Peter Brackley and Trevor Brooking, but this aspect of the game was criticized for the commentators' inaccuracies and tendency to speak over each other. The licensing was much the same, but infamously all Dutch players were called a Euro Orange as a Euro unregistered trademark, because Konami did not hold the rights from the Royal Dutch Football Association, for use from Dutch players. Also, unlike in the original game, the unofficial club names stopped using obvious city names, and instead used very ambiguous names. The edit mode included a club editor which offset this problem to some extent, with editable kits and logos as well as club and player names. The game notably included tracks from Queen, We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. A PlayStation version was also released, which was again a minor update of its predecessor, and was the last Pro Evolution Soccer release for the original PlayStation. Pro Evolution Soccer 3. Pro Evolution Soccer 3 was released in 2003, and featured the Italian referee Pierluigi Collina on the cover. The most significant update was the overhaul in the graphics engine, with more lifelike players and much improved likeness. The gameplay was changed to accompany this, with more fast-paced action than that of PES2, a much better physics engine, additions such as the advantage rule, improved passing and long ball functions, while as per usual, more licenses, more club teams, and the Master League is now split into regional divisions, with competitions equivalent to the Champions League and the UEFA Cup, and as Umbro was no longer revived, the company has been replaced by Adidas. Pro Evolution Soccer 3 was the first in the series to be released for Microsoft Windows and was well received by the PC games magazines, but criticized by fans for its lack of online mode and bloated system requirements at its time, particularly not supporting the common GeForce MX series. Its rival, FIFA 2004, had online functions and had more modest system requirements in comparison. The game was essentially a direct conversion of the PlayStation 2 code, albeit with sharper graphics, and is easier to download fan-made mods for the game. Pro Evolution Soccer 4. Pro Evolution Soccer 4 was released in 2004. Featuring referee Pierluigi Collina, Thierry Henry and Francesco Totti on the cover. This is the first Pro Evolution Soccer game to feature full leagues, namely the English, French, German, Spanish, Italian, and Dutch top divisions, though with full league licenses only for the latter 3. As a result, clubs in, for example, the English League, an unlicensed league, have ambiguous names like West London Blue and Man Red for Chelsea and Manchester United respectively, and their home grounds Stamford Bridge and Old Trafford are respectively named Blue Bridge and Trad Brick Stadium. The gameplay has improved from Pro Evolution Soccer 3, with improved AI, tweaked play-on advantages and better through balls. Dribbling is tighter with the players, plus free kicks have been changed to allow layoffs. The gameplay was criticized for its relatively easy scoring opportunities, as players can pass their way through opposing defenses, or hold onto the ball at the edge of the penalty area and simply wait for the opposing defenders to move away and thus give him space to shoot. A new 6-star difficulty was added as an unlockable in the shop, as well as the previous items, while the Master League included enhancements such as player development, so many players over 30 would see certain attributes decline as the game progresses. Conversely, players could improve upon their attributes up to the age of 24 to 25, though the improvement is most rapid and obvious in players aged 22 and under. The edit mode has been enhanced rapidly, with the options to add text and logos to shirts and pixel logo editing as well as the traditional preset shapes, thus making it easier to replicate a team. The game also includes an International Cup, and 4 regional cups. The European Cup is remarkably inclusive, including almost every major European country, as well as smaller countries like Slovenia, Hungary, and Slovakia. However, countries like Israel and Iceland are not included. It also includes a Yugoslavia team. In real life, Yugoslavia no longer exists, having been dissolved and replaced by 2 new independent states, Serbia and Montenegro. The Czech Republic team is simply called Czech. The American Championship is a merger of the CONCACAF Gold Cup and the Copa Ama copyright Rica. It includes most North, Central and South American countries. The Asia-Oceania Cup includes only 5 Asian countries, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Iran, China, and South Korea, plus Australia. Ironically, in real life, Australia has joined the Asian Football Confederation, and now competes in the AFC Asian Cup. South Korea is simply called Korea. Editor's templates are used in Edit Kit in Edit Mode, Pro Evolution Soccer 5. Pro Evolution Soccer 5 was released in October 2005 and featured John Terry and Thierry Henry on the cover. The improvements are mainly tweaks to the gameplay engine, while online play finally made it to the PlayStation 2 version. The game was perceived as much harder by fans, with a very punishing defense AI making it harder to score. Some players have pointed out inconsistencies in the star difficulty rating, such as 3-star mode being harder to beat than 6-star due to its more defensive nature, but in general scoring is harder. Referees are very fussy over decisions, awarding free kicks for very negligible challenges. There are various new club licenses present, including Arsenal, Chelsea, Celtic, Rangers and a few other European clubs, as well as the full Dutch, Spanish and Italian leagues. Pro Evolution Soccer 5 featured empty stadiums during play, since crowd animations on the PS2 version slowed down the frame rate to an unplayable level in the testing phase, although crowds are present during cutscenes. There are however fan-made patches which address this in the PC version, although no official patch was released. Official PlayStation 2 Magazine UK gave it a perfect 10/10 score. Pro Evolution Soccer 5 was released for Xbox, Windows and PS2, all online enabled. A PSP version was released, but with stripped-down features, such as no Master League, no commentary, only one stadium and limitations in the editor, due to the limitations to the UMD. The PSP version featured Wi-Fi play, and the gameplay was faster and more a weapon ball-like Euro in comparison to its console siblings, but it did not receive the same acclaim as the mainstream console PC versions. Pro Evolution Soccer 6. Pro Evolution Soccer 6 was officially released in the UK on October 27, 2006 for the PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, Xbox 360 and PC platforms and on February 9, 2007 for the Nintendo DS. The PC version does not utilize the Xbox 360 engine but is a conversion of the PS2 edition. The PSP version is similar in many ways to its PS2 brother, while the DS version has graphics and gameplay reminiscent of the older PES series on the original PlayStation. A criticism of the previous version was that the game was too unforgiving and so suppressed fluid attacking football. Pro Evolution Soccer 6 was issued with more tricks and an overall more attacking mentality, but whether it does make it easier to take on defenders and get forward is debatable. More licenses were added, including fully licensed international kits including the nations England, Spain and Italy to name a few. The French Ligue 1 is now included as fully licensed league, as well as the Spanish, Italian and Dutch leagues, plus several other individual clubs. However, the Chelsea FC license from PES5 was removed and, due to a lawsuit, Konami were forced to drop the Bundesliga license. The only Bundesliga team to appear in the game is Bayern Munich, the game had not updated Arsenal's venue to the Emirates Stadium. The defunct Highbury is still present. The same applies for Bayern Munich, who, despite having moved to the Allianz Arena, are still represented in the game as playing at Munich's Olympic Stadium. Also, the recent extensions to Old Trafford are not included, while Serbia and Montenegro are still present despite the dissolution of the country in May 2006, this being due to the disestablished state competing at the 2006 World Cup. All teams which competed at the World Cup featured their 23-man squads from the tournament, including those who retired from international football and from the game altogether, although club teams were fairly up to date. The Xbox 360 version features next-generation, high-definition graphics and more animations, but gameplay similar to the other console versions, according to a recent interview with Seabass. The Xbox 360 version also finally introduces the Pro Evolution series to widescreen gaming, a feature that was sorely missing from the PS2 and Xbox versions of the game. Much of the gameplay and editing options were severely stripped down for the 360 release. Pro Evolution Soccer 2008. Pro Evolution Soccer 2008 is the 7th edition in the series. The game cover features Cristiano Ronaldo and a local player, Zanks in Indonesia. A new adaptive AI system entitled TM Vision was implemented into the game. TM Vision is a sophisticated AI programming that learns and adapts according to an individual's style of play. As such, it will learn new ways to build attacks and to counter specific movements and previous attacking or defensive errors, ensuring games are more in line with the tactical but flowing nature of the real thing. The game was released for PC, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 2 on October 26, 2007 in Europe, November 2, 2007 in Australia, and December 31, 2007 in Japan. The PlayStation Portable and Nintendo DS version were released in November, and the rather different Wii version. Pro Evo Wii was released in March 2008. It was the first game in the series to drop the Winning 11 name from its title in the US. 20 teams are also in the D1 and D2 leagues, 4 more than in past editions. The game's in-game editor however was a large downgrade from previous versions, with players unable to add text to unlicensed team shirts or base copy specific players. On the PS3 the game was a huge disappointment with lots of frame rate issues and strange glitches. Pro Evolution Soccer 2009. Pro Evolution Soccer 2009 is the 8th edition in the series. Released on the 17th of October in Europe, featuring FC Barcelona Argentine star Lionel Messi as its cover star. While in some respects keeping the same structure of its predecessor, PES 2009 makes a large number of improvements, starting from the graphics, now better suited for HD image technologies. Also, the overall pace of the gameplay was slowed down, with a better AI for computer-controlled teammates as well. They will look for better passing spaces and goal routes. A new addition of this game is the Become a Legend mode, which follows the entire career of a single player as he moves to better teams, achieves national team caps and wins MVP awards, like the similar mode called Fantasista in J-League Winning 11 2007 Club Championship, a special edition only for Japan. This also inspired the Be a Pro mode introduced in FIFA 08. Interestingly enough, this game has sponsored Lazio once in real life, but the teams and game kit does not feature the PES 2009 sponsorship. This was also the first version to include the UEFA Champions League license. Pro Evolution Soccer 2010. Pro Evolution Soccer 2010 is the 9th edition in the series. The game has gone through a complete overhaul as it tries to compete with the FIFA series. PES 2010 has improved animations and 360-degree control was introduced, available on the PC, PS3, and Xbox 360 versions of the game via the analog sticks on the respective controllers. PS3 owners benefited from this when using the DualShock Euro unregistered trademark SD pad, but the Wii D-pad is limited to 8-directional control and the Xbox 360 D-pad to 16-directional control due to their hardwares. The AI was improved thanks to TM Vision 2.0. The referees were reworked to make better calls during matches. It also features more licensed teams and players than ever before. The cover features players Fernando Torres and Lionel Messi. In addition to the added UEFA Champions League license, the UEFA Europa League license was also added, both playable in the Master League. Pro Evolution Soccer 2011. Pro Evolution Soccer 2011 is the 10th edition in the series. PES 2011 is a football video game developed and published by Konami with production assistance from the Blue Sky team. The UEFA Champions League and UEFA Europa League feature in the game. And for the first time CONMEBOL's Copa Libertadores and UEFA Super Cup are fully licensed. Pro Evolution Soccer 2012. This is the 11th installment of the series. Both John Champion and Jim Beglin remain as commentators. Real Madrid star Cristiano Ronaldo replaced Lionel Messi as the cover star. Pro Evolution Soccer 2013. Pro Evolution Soccer 2013 is the 12th edition of the series. The gameplay improves the AI as well as giving the player the ability to accurately aim passes and shots. Real Madrid player Cristiano Ronaldo is featured for the front cover. For the first time of the series, all 20 teams from the Brazilian National League, Campeonato Brasileiro Série A, are included in the game series. The UEFA Champions League and the Copa Santander Libertadores is once again appeared in the game. Pro Evolution Soccer 2014. Pro Evolution Soccer 2014, officially abbreviated to PES 2014, also known in Japan and South Korea as World Soccer Winning 11 2014 is an association football video game and the latest game in Pro Evolution Soccer series, developed and published by Konami. The game features a modified version of the new Fox engine. It was released on September 19 in Europe, September 20 in United Kingdom, September 24 in North America and on November 14 in Japan. Pro Evolution Soccer 2015. Pro Evolution Soccer 2015, officially abbreviated as PES 2015 and also known in Asia as World Soccer Winning 11 2015. Is an upcoming 15th edition of the association football video game. For the first time in this game, the game will be featuring unlicensed secondary leagues. Other titles: Arcade, Winning 11 Arcade Game Style, Winning 11 Arcade Game Style 2003, Winning 11 2006 Arcade Championship, Winning 11 Arcade Championship 2008, Winning 11 Arcade Championship 2010. Winning 11 Arcade Championship 2012, Game Boy Advance, Winning 11 Advance, J-League Winning 11 Advance 2002, PlayStation. ESPN Mills Game Night ESPN Mills Extra Time 2002, International Superstar Soccer Pro, International Superstar Soccer Pro 98, Winning 11 3, Final The ISS Pro Evolution Islands Pro Evolution 2, Winning 11 2002, World Soccer Winning 11, Nintendo 3DS. Pro Evolution Soccer 2011 3D, J-League Winning 11 Series. The J-League Winning 11 series is exclusive to Japan and has been released since 1995 with the release of J-League Jikla Winning 11. Management Games, Tournaments and Leagues, PES Rankings and the National League. PES Rankings is a season-long league used to determine the best players in the UK, Italy and all over the world. League points are determined using an ELO system and PlayStation Network. PES Rankings replaced the PES National League when Pro Evolution Soccer 5 came out. At the end of the season, the World Rankings champion, and the Finals champion travel to a World Finals tournament to play against winners of national tournaments across the world. See also, List of soccer games licensed by J-League, references. External links, Pro Evolution Soccer Series' channel on YouTube, PES League, PES Sud America, PES 2013 unofficial update.